Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over. Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Donald Trump brought out multi-billionaire Elon Musk during his return to Butler, Pennsylvania for a rally over the weekend. And things got interesting, okay? For instance, we'll get back to what people were saying about Elon Musk's enthusiastic body movements on stage. But before we get to that, why don't we get to a little bit of substance? Now, let's hear what Elon actually had to say at the rally, because it does raise some concerns.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. This election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. There's one request, it's very important. Register to vote. Okay? And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona, 48 hours. Like, text people now, now. And then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election.
All right, so there you have Elon Musk referring to himself as dark MAGA, which does, ring true when you consider the dark money that he poured into Republican campaign coffers, including that of Ron DeSantis's, before Donald Trump became the Republican nominee. But I actually want to skip ahead and talk a little bit about what he said in that video in regard to encouraging people to register to vote and then ensuring that they do vote, because Elon Musk announced his America PAC will pay $47 for each successful referral of a registered swing state voter to sign a petition to show support for free speech and the right to bear arms. The America PAC on Sunday shared the petition that asks signatories to pledge support for the First and Second Amendments, but does not make any other call to action other than promising to pay those who successfully share the petition with registered swing state voters. For each successful referral of registered swing state voters, Musk will then shell out $47 to that person with the hopes of basically gaining at least 1 million signatures / voters, which would mean a payout of as much as $47 million if this actually works out. And so there's been a lot of questions about the legality of doing this. We looked into it. Here's what we found. This is according to Mary Whitfield Roll-Offs from Forbes. It is legal to compensate signature gatherers or circulators who collect petition signatures, though the exact laws vary by state. Some states like Arizona, Florida, and Utah have made it illegal for campaigns or other employers to pay based on the number of signatures gathered, known as pay per signature compensation. But it is almost always legal to pay by the hour for time spent soliciting signatories. And there's more details on that, but Cenk, I know you're chomping at the bit, so.
Yeah, so a couple of things here. So if you get someone who either volunteers or you pay them to collect signatures, they collect 100 signatures and you give them whatever their compensation for the day is, $50, $100, whatever it might be. That's the most normal thing in the world. Here, what he's amping it up and he's saying, if you collected 100 signatures, I'm gonna give you $4,700, okay? So I'm just gonna give you so much more than anyone collecting signatures would, because I'm giving it to you $47 at a time. Mm-hmm. So technically, I think that probably would stand a test in the courts, because everything is approved by the courts, everything's approved by the FEC, as long as it's and I wouldn't want to make it illegal to collect signatures at all, or to pay people to collect signatures. People registering to vote overall is a good thing, but the most important part of that, though, is he's saying specifically for the right to bear arms and free speech. In other words, I just want you to collect Republican signatures. I don't want you to collect Democratic signatures. And so that's a different ball of wax too. Again, probably still legal, but what I'm most worried about is how he said he's dark MAGA, because it's his dark money that's actually the real problem here. This flagrant, collecting of signatures in this, the flagrant as in so flamboyant the way that he's doing it is one thing, but the secret money he's been spending on the election the whole time is where the real problem lies.
I agree with you on that wholeheartedly. Now, I want to get to the final part of this, which is everyone mocking him for jumping around on the stage. So let's go to graphic 9. Pictures like this are all over the internet. Again, it's gone viral. People are mocking him for it. But for anyone who's engaging in that, I just want you to ask yourselves, how did you feel when AOC was pretty brutally mocked by the right when she engaged in campaigning for Jamal Bowman, who sadly lost his re-election bid? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's what I'm referring to. All right, so she was also on stage jumping around. She was brutally mocked for it. I thought it was ridiculous. People are enthusiastic. It should be celebrated that people are involved in politics. They're campaigning, they're out there. I don't really care how they look on stage.
Yeah, and if you remember, of course, we've been covering Jesse Waters saying Tim Walz doesn't walk around like a real man does. He's not athletic like a real man, his body movements, etc. So apparently now both sides are doing it. So look, I've looked goofy 2 billion times on the internet. So the biggest glass house you've ever seen in your life. So I don't give a damn that he jumped around. I don't care how he looks. That's, my God, pick something better to criticize. So for example, instead of worrying about his jumping, did you hear what he said? You got to elect Donald Trump so we can preserve the Constitution. Donald Trump literally said we should terminate the Constitution after he lost in 2020. Literally, he said if there's massive fraud, which he made up, of course, there is no massive fraud, but even if there is no part in the Constitution that says if one of the candidates doesn't like the results and thinks it was massive fraud, you get to terminate this document. No such things exist. And he said if there's massive fraud, we should terminate all of the rules, regulations, and articles of the Constitution. So he's not going to preserve the Constitution. He would do the exact opposite. And he was against electric vehicles. And after Elon Musk poured in what looks to be tens and maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars to his campaign, all of a sudden he says he's for electric vehicles. He says, I have to. He literally said, I don't have a choice.
He did say that.
He literally said that.
Oh my God.
Because Elon gave me a very strong endorsement. So guys, the problem isn't what you're seeing with your eyes. The problem is what you're not seeing, which is Elon Musk basically buying our government. Remember, Trump also said that he would let Musk audit the entire government and take out whatever he wants and keep whatever he wants. I've never heard of a promise like that to any human being. And he's doing it because he's this rich donor who Trump is going to serve if he wins the election.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.